What is going on, everyone? Today we're basically gonna be reacting to Offset. Can't read the full title because can't say that on YouTube, but Offset vows to basically harm himself if Cardi B doesn't dump Stefon. And Offset is losing his mind over this whole entire situation, bro. Now this is crazy, but you know me, I'm not gonna do too much talking. Just gonna dive into the video, see what it's talking about.
So let me tell ya about this, all right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life. I blocked you, even though I know you was gonna go to Atlanta, and I was like, I didn't want to know what you was doing out there. I told you I blocked. You was calling me all private numbers all morning. You was calling my mama, everything.
Y'all, it looks like Offset is not okay right now because Cardi B says that he's sending her desperate texts and telling her he can't live without her, even threatening to end his own life if she doesn't end things with Stefon. But what started as just a messy breakup has now spiraled into something much darker, and Cardi says she's been trying to protect her peace, but Offset's emotional damage breakdown is making it nearly impossible. And the worst part, this might just be the beginning. Now, without a doubt, Offset's public image has always bounced between carefree and chaotic, but what's unraveling now feels different. In late March 2025, Cardi B went live on X and shared something that left fans speechless. She claimed Offset had been sending her disturbing texts, not just begging her to get back together, but threatening to end his life and hers if she doesn't.
This nigga, right? For the past couple of months, I've been very quiet, but I've been going through a lot of stuff that I keep to myself. First thing first, this guy, right, is upset because I sent his girlfriend text messages of him begging me, saying he was gonna take away his life, begging me, saying he's gonna take away my life.
Now this was jarring from a man who had for months pretended to have emotionally checked out, and Offset had been presenting himself as detached, like he didn't care who Cardi dated or how she moved on.
Hey, we have. What's up, Twin? Cut the light on. Yeah, man. I just want to let y'all folk know we having shit. Know what I mean? It's here. I'm going up out of this though. Y'all live with that. How you issue?
But behind closed doors, it seemed like a very different story was playing out. And from all indications, this wasn't a one-time emotional outburst at all. Cardi says the calls and the texts didn't stop. In fact, they've been ongoing, relentless, obsessive, and unsettling. It's the kind of behavior that suggests that Offset isn't ready to let go of Cardi, even though he won't admit that publicly. His silence online is starting to feel less and less like indifference and more like a smokescreen for something darker, something that Cardi is now choosing to expose. But one of the most revealing moments came from Cardi when she said she actually reached out to Offset's current girlfriend, who is rumored to be Melanie Jada, a model who was spotted with him during a luxurious shopping spree in Dubai. But Cardi claims she forwarded Offset's alarming text to Melanie, not out of spite, but just as a wake-up call. The decision reportedly sent Offset into a fury. According to Cardi, he completely lost it when he found out, even though just days before he had allegedly sent revenge explicit materials to Stefon Diggs, Cardi's new partner. The hypocrisy wasn't lost on anybody, and the alleged harassment didn't stop there. Cardi opened up about the disturbing patterns that have defined the past few months. She described how Offset becomes especially volatile whenever she travels. She says he floods her with voice notes filled with cruel insults, attempting to chip away at her self-esteem. And some of the messages, she says, were explicit and humiliating, designed not to just upset her but to break her. Even more concerning, she claims Offset would FaceTime her while he was with his new girlfriend, almost as if to provoke her and control her emotions from a distance. It's a heartbreaking thing to hear from someone who all her fame and boldness is clearly exhausted. Cardi described it bluntly: emotional abuse. She talked about revenge porn, obsessive voicemails, and months of psychological warfare that, in her words, wore her down. This wasn't about jealousy or drama anymore. It was about safety, boundaries, and a woman trying to reclaim peace while being dragged back into chaos.
All that was mad. He's mad about that. Mind you, this man sent text messages to somebody that I was dealing with me and him having sex. That's the type of I've been dealing with for the past 2 months. Every time he knows that I go out of town, he harasses me. He leave me voice notes trying to put my self-esteem to the ground, and I'm so tired of it.
And if this sounds shocking, it's not completely out of the blue. Cardi has already dropped hints earlier in the year. Back in January, she publicly accused Offset and even his mother of robbing her. The details were vague, but the tone was heavy. Around that same time, she also pointed out how Offset had distanced himself from their children. She claimed that he skipped out on holiday time with them, even while showing up for his other kids and showering them with gifts. It left many fans wondering, was this about the kids or was it a deliberate attempt to hurt Cardi? Everything seems to point to one thing: control. From the constant messages to the final neglect, it's clear that Offset's behavior hasn't just been emotionally chaotic, it's been calculated. Cardi's fans have started describing it as coercive control, and it's not hard to see why. The cycles of apology, guilt, humiliation, and psychological manipulation seem to follow a clear and deeply unhealthy pattern. Sources close to Cardi suggest that latest spiral might have a very specific trigger: Stefon Diggs. Apparently, Offset isn't just hurt by Cardi moving on, he's furious. And the idea of her being with someone else, especially someone high profile like Diggs, seems to have pushed him over the edge. And that's reportedly why he's been begging her to cut off the relationship. And when that didn't work, the messages got darker, the threats escalated, and now the world is watching as Offset spirals publicly in ways he's never really done before. According to people close to the situation, Offset has been pleading with Cardi to forgive him. He's reportedly been asking for another chance, promising to change, urging her not to finalize the divorce. But Cardi does not seem convinced. She's been there before. In 2020, she filed for divorce for the first time, citing infidelity. They reconciled briefly and she gave him another chance, even tried to build something again. But then by last year, it became clear that things hadn't truly changed. This time, the breakdown isn't just about cheating, it's about absence, emotionally, financially, and as a parent. And Cardi says she's been the one covering everything: the kids' school fees, their security, childcare, all of it. Meanwhile, Offset, she claims, couldn't even be bothered to show up. And it's not just hurt, it's betrayal. And for Cardi, that betrayal seems to be the final straw. And now with Offset threatening to unalive himself, the situation has taken a disturbing turn. But Cardi seems resolute. She's no longer entertaining the illusion that things can be fixed with a few apologies. She's been clear. He's not sorry. He hasn't changed, and she refuses to let guilt drag her back into something that broke her. For Cardi B, it seems like this divorce isn't just a legal process. It's her way of protecting herself, her kids, and her peace. And Offset's meltdown has reached a point where it's impossible to ignore, and honestly, it's starting to look less like a heartbreak and more like unraveling. In his latest spiral, it started when he saw a photo of his son Wave wearing the same braided hairstyle as Stefon Diggs, the NFL star rumored to be Cardi B's new man. Well, this seemingly innocent image sent Offset into a rage. He wasn't just upset, he snapped publicly. He took to X and started firing off angry posts, making veiled threats and openly questioning how he was supposed to react when somebody plays with his kid. In one now deleted post, he even wrote, "That was somebody died for playing with my son, call me the crash out." But it wasn't just about the braids. That photo was a symbol, a sign that someone else was moving into a space he once held, not just as Cardi's partner, but as a father figure to his son. That image, paired with the now viral yacht video of Cardi twerking on Stefon while he playfully slapped her behind, seemed to break something in Offset for sure. Well, the couple looked carefree in love, unbothered, all while Offset was out here crashing out, losing control, and trying to remind the world why he still mattered in Cardi's life. But the truth, the world is watching and the energy has shifted. Behind the scenes, things only grew more intense. According to Cardi, Offset's behavior became increasingly disturbed. She revealed that after receiving threatening texts from him, she forwarded them to his girlfriend, a model named Melanie Jada, who was spotted with him in Dubai on a luxury shopping spree. That move pushed Offset over the edge. He was furious, but Cardi stood by her decision. Why? Well, because Offset had allegedly done something far worse. She says he sent explicit revenge content to Stefon Diggs in a jealous rage. And Cardi later shared that whenever she travels, Offset goes into a tailspin. He reportedly bombards her with voice notes, most of them cruel and degrading, designed to chip away at her confidence. And it wasn't just a slip-up or a bad night. It was months of psychological warfare disguised as remorse. And the situation grew darker when Cardi described how this ongoing harassment affected her mentally. In a brutally honest X Spaces session, she told fans that the marriage had completely drained her emotionally, mentally, and even physically.
Last year, I really felt like I was going crazy. I couldn't eat. I couldn't sleep. Like, my baby came out 5 pounds. A healthy baby. No,
But things must not have changed, and it got to a point where, in her own words, I was going to end up going to jail because I was going to end up killing them, seriously, with my bare hands. And that level of transparency struck a chord with her fans, many of whom now see Offset's recent behavior not as a heartbreak but as control. And right when the world thought he might calm down, Offset deactivated his Instagram and X accounts altogether. No warning, no explanation, just gone.
So there has been some more things with Offset and Cardi. Offset has now deleted his Instagram and his X account. His X account currently pulls up as this account does not exist, and you can't even go to his Instagram.
And it was the kind of move that screams emotional damage, because publicly he was trying to disappear. Privately, sources say that he's struggling to deal with Cardi's growing bond with Stefon and the fact that the relationship might be beyond repair. But what truly stunned people was that amid all the chaos, Offset reportedly asked for child support. Y'all, despite Cardi being the one covering nearly all the children's needs, from private schooling to full-time security, it's Cardi who's footing the bill.
I know it's not his team. I know it's his. Gonna tell the Breakfast Club the only reason why this motherfucker asking for spousal support, because I was asking for everything. And because I don't be with my kids. Yo, you such a pussy, nigga. Word to my mother. I want you to die, but I want you to die slow, nigga.
She's worth an estimated $80 to $100 million, while Offset sits around maybe $30 million. And still somehow he walked into court asking for more. A word in the street says the court handed down joint custody but awarded primary residence to Cardi, aiming for stability for the kids. Yet the irony wasn't lost on nobody. How could he demand support when by Cardi's account he's been absent? She hasn't held back either lately. Cardi has been publicly calling Offset out for being emotionally and financially unavailable. According to her, he hasn't shown up, not for the kids, not for their lives, not for her. While she's balancing chart-topping success, single motherhood, and relentless media scrutiny, she always says that Offset has been more concerned with appearances than presence. Fatherhood isn't about Instagram captions or birthday shoutouts, she said. It's about showing up. By that measure, Offset has allegedly failed again and again. Now, for Cardi, the marriage didn't just break, it eroded slowly over time. She talked about the emotional labor she carried and how she tried to keep up that look to make it work, and how she shielded their kids from the dysfunction, and now, free from the pressure to pretend, she's been vocal, labeling him a deadbeat dad, confronting him publicly, and more importantly, reclaiming her peace and time.
To make yourself feel better, because I make you feel so low about yourself, because I don't make you feel like you're that nigga in this home. So that's what you gotta do. So you out here trying to hurt my feelings because you think the next, I don't give a because them hoes ain't good enough that I be having you crashing out all weekend. You was mad happy today when I called you today. And the only reason why I called you today is because I'm trying to change my son's school and I need your approval. Other than that, nigga, I don't care. The world, my ops. I'm with your ops. That's one for your ops. Yeah, of course, because you don't move with integrity. You're not a street nigga. That's what you do. That's what you do. Oh, I'm gonna go for your ops. Boo hoo. I don't give a fuck. You can fuck my ops, you fuck my friends, nigga. I don't give a shit. You're a lame to me, and you will never equate to me. And it's crazy that I even let you even play with me for such a long time.
But the internet isn't exactly unified in this sympathy. Some people still believe Offset is genuinely remorseful. They argue that his public spiral is a reflection of regret, not control. And others bring up long-standing rumors about Cardi's timeline with Stefon Diggs, specifically whether their romance might have overlapped with her final months with Offset. And back then, Cardi was 8 months pregnant, and fans were already speculating that she and Diggs were quietly involved. And when academics jumped in saying these industry broads are paying him to be with them, Diggs is smashing other rappers' girls, it only fueled the fire. And if that's true, some say Offset's pain runs deeper than a bruised ego. Maybe it's betrayal. But even with that all considered, most agree his recent actions have crossed the line. To the threats, the online outbursts, and the alleged revenge content, it's hard to see that this is anything but a coercive behavior. And even those who once defended him are starting to question the intent behind the theatrics. Now, as Cardi and Diggs continue to be spotted together laughing on yachts and holding hands at events and generally appearing unbothered, Offset is being publicly dragged, accused of weaponizing mental health as a means to manipulate in this card, some aren't buying it. Not because they don't believe Offset could be struggling, but because the timing, the patterns, and the public meltdowns all suggest something else. A desperate attempt to regain control over a situation he no longer holds power in. And the truth is, he had chances. Cardi gave him chance after chance. She stayed, forgave, tried again. But now that door seems closed. Not out of spite, but out of self-preservation. Now for Cardi B, this isn't just about moving on with someone new. It's about finally putting herself and her kids first. And the online community has been loud. One user wrote, Offset is not hurt. He's just losing the control over her and he doesn't know how to deal with it. A person like him doesn't love nobody. Another person said, knowing Offset, he absolutely did this. I hate weird dudes that won't do right by you but won't let you go. While this user put it very bluntly, saying, sending revenge for your ex and the literal mother of your children to her new man is the most goofy thing I've heard in my 31 years on this earth. But what do y'all think about this? Offset is truly heartbroken, or is this just another attempt to control the narrative? Drop your thoughts in comments below and then check out this next video. But wait, turn on the notification too so you're always updated with the latest gossip from your favorite celebrity.
But yeah, that is the end of the video. Let me know what y'all thought about this whole entire situation. But man, this is crazy. It seems like Stefon Diggs is really digging, bro, because like it's crazy, bro. There's a lot when it comes to this whole situation, because Cardi B was freaking out. I mean, they were freaking out on each other. Cardi B and Offset were freaking out on each other because they both thought they were cheating and stuff like that. But it just seems like Cardi B doesn't even care when she's with Steph, because Steph was on the boat with like 3 females at one time. Like it's crazy. But yeah, it just seems like she just lets Stefon Diggs do whatever at this point, and she's still with him, because I know that's what Offset wanted, you know what I mean? He wanted to be with multiple females and to be with Cardi B at the same time. But I guess I don't know what it was. I'm just gonna guess and say she didn't care about him that much for him to do all that. But that's just my opinion still. You never really know. But Stefon Diggs is really digging, bro. This whole situation is crazy. But I don't have too much to say about this whole situation, because it's really so much, bro. But like crazy, bro. And like Offset is getting trolled on the internet for his looks. Not only his looks, like people are comparing him to Stefon Diggs, bro. Like Stefon Diggs is an athlete, bro. Like he kind of has to train. He has to be in the gym. He's gonna be athletic. You know what I mean? But like Offset is trying to get in the gym, but bro, he's a rapper, bro, and he lives a rapper lifestyle. Like he used to drink lean and all that stuff, you know what I mean? Like, I'm not saying Stefon Diggs is perfect, but bro, no matter what, Stefon Diggs been in the gym, bro. So Stefon Diggs is always gonna look better. But dang, bro, like Offset is getting absolutely fried on the internet right now. But let me know what y'all thought, man, about this whole situation. I mean, they have a whole child together, but this is crazy. I'm gonna end the video here. Let me know what y'all thinking. Without further ado, peace out.